the groom's parents paid for it, and they got married. The couple separated 9 months later, and the groom's parents were still paying for it.
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Up. Well, we can't. We're married.
We can't.
So this week on Trendy Talk, Mother and I are going to be talking about matrimonials, marriage, relationships, husbands, wives, what our take is on it. And also we have a few of your takes as well. So let's just go in there. You're on your second marriage.
I am. I'm on numero dos.
How many years were you married on your first marriage?
So first marriage, I was with your dad for 22 and a half years and married for 16 and a half of those.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a bit.
I do think I deserve a medal.
Okay, so I'm on my first marriage, hopefully the last marriage. And I feel like marriage, obviously, when I kind of had it enter my head, it was when I went to a friend's house here in Mallorca, Sylvia's house.
Oh, yeah.
And I must have been about, do you think like 15, 16?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
And I remember I walked into her house and she was always a woman that I looked up to, and she was like a businesswoman. She was beautiful. She had a nice car, had a husband, had a nice house. And I remember just going into her house and being so fascinated by her wedding picture. And I just remember being like, I want that in my house, like this wedding picture. So I feel like for me, I actually wasn't thinking what marriage is. I was thinking more about like, I want that picture.
But what did you see in that picture? What did you look at that picture and say, that's what that is?
Like perfect.
Perfect. Right. Okay.
So I just thought like, oh, that's the perfect like relationship. It was that very like much, kind of like princess fairy tale, kind of like this is what you're meant to do in life. It's like you're meant to go to school, you're meant to go to uni, you're meant to graduate, you're meant to get a job, you're meant to get married, you're meant to have a baby. Whereas like now it's like people don't have jobs or having babies. People aren't going to college because they're like, nah. People are setting up their own business instead of going to uni. Do you know what I mean? It's very like...
Yeah, I know. I mean, like when I look back at my first time round, it was, I left school, I went to college, I got a job, I changed my job, I met the guy, I fell pregnant very quickly, 4.5 years later, get married, 16 and a half years, separated, went through a whole load of stuff. And now I've met, my now husband, and we've been together now. We're now married 2.5 years together, 4 years, just over 4 years. And yeah, I get what you mean, because I remember I had, it was out of a magazine, and it was a picture of this girl who had her hair done for a bride, I think it was actually advertising hairspray. It was nothing to do with brides or anything like that. And that's what I was going to have.
Right.
And I never ever got it.
Oh, I think the ringlets.
No, it was all done up in this certain way and everything. Okay. And I that was what I was going to have, because that to me was a picture of the perfect, bride and the perfect marriage and the perfect life and everything like that.
I feel like what I have learned with my experience is I feel that we're not really told exactly what marriage really is. So recently I went to a friend's wedding. It was an amazing wedding in Saint-Tropez. And it was like this absolute fairy tale. Like, it was just so, like, everything from the flowers to the location to the dress to the bridesmaids to just everything. And what I really liked about it was during the ceremony, the minister was kind of saying like, this is all great, but you guys are making a commitment to each other. And everyone kind of was like, had this like moment of like, oh my God, like shit, like this is real. People that were like married in relationships after the ceremony were like, oh my God, we need to look after our relationship. I believe marriage is something that you are signing, basically saying to this person, no matter what, our highs and lows, I'm going to be there for you. You can come with me with anything. There's complete trust, but there has to be this communication. And I feel like we're never really, I mean, it sounds so stupid, but like, you never explained to me what marriage is. My dad never explained to me what marriage is. At school, they never explained to you what marriage is. No one actually sits down with you and is like, this is what it actually is.
Well, I mean, I suppose if you were to sit and look at it that way, essentially it is a contract.
Yeah.
You know, it is
a
contract that you're signing, and it is a commitment to another person.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never told, you know, this is what marriage is or anything, because you've got to remember my parents divorced as well. My parents were, I was your age, you know, similar age that you were when your dad and I split.
Right.
You know, I was 20, I think I was 21, 22.
Okay.
So it was a similar age to you. And what I saw was disjointed, dysfunctional, and I think that was the thing when I was growing up. I had this dream, this fantasy of, here's my life, what it's going to be, but it ain't going to be what you have.
Yeah.
And I think there is a problem that people have expectations of what their life's going to be. And when it isn't like that, that's when then problems creep in. Because my expectations are, I'm going to have this wonderful life, I'm going to stay at home with the kids, I'm going to drive this kind of car, and I'm going to live this kind of life. The guy, on the other hand, has got a different set of expectations, and when those don't meet one another, that's when I think problems come about.
I think the whole root of all of this comes from when we're about 2-3 years old and we're watching Disney fantasies. I honestly think, where is the Cinderella story where she doesn't need the man? Where is the Snow White story where she sets up her own business?
Very true.
Where the hell's that? No. I would literally, honestly, like, my favourite movie growing up was Cinderella. Like, obsessed with Cinderella. And I just loved that, like, fantasy of it. But I feel like if I was to ever have kids, after them watching it, and if they were like, oh, I love that movie, I would explain, like, it's a fairy tale, you know? I think Disney should make more, like, black princesses, princesses that don't need a king. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, make it more, like, real.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're getting brainwashed with at such a young age, is like that fairy tale.
Yeah, because that's all you're seeing and that's all you're hearing, you know, and as you say, it's false. It's like also, you know, what you see on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. That's great, but it's not real.
Yeah.
You know, you see these people that are, oh, I'm out with my husband on a Sunday and we're having brunch and look at us. And, you know, I don't know people that do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't do it. I don't even think about doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do anything like that, you know, because it's not real. I think for me, having been through a unsuccessful marriage, is that what was different in that relationship to what I have now. And the biggest thing I would say is communication.
Yeah, huge.
It is.
I think that I've learned really, like, the test of marriage, like, through my husband teaching me it. So it's his second time round as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like he's been so amazing in the fact that he's been like, he's really been like, I'm going to stand by you no matter what. And I think I've learned that from him, like hugely. Like we've had our challenges, like, and without him, I think having like his experience and knowledge and really what marriage was, I think it could just be a whole different story.
Yeah. I mean, do you not think that also there is that element of having been through it once, it does teach you, you know, what not to do and what to do. I think that's the difference, is that doing the things is like giving one another that bit of space and respect and the things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I never had that in my first marriage.
Yeah.
There was no, it was all about him.
Yeah.
I was the second class citizen and the whole thing. He had to be key. He had to be front and centre, and it was all about him. It just wasn't real.
No. That's like what I mean, like what I've learned like from my husband is he's so supportive of like anything I want to do, like my work as well. But then on the other hand, like I was really supportive of him when he was really working a lot. Tiger, come here. Come with me.
Yeah, you just can't
because you can't get settled and it's annoying me. Come up here. That's it. Oh my, hello. Thank you. He's just had a haircut. And I tell you someone that's not getting married, Tiger, because I'm the only woman in his life. I'm the only woman in your life. Okay, I'm going to make your life so much more easier. I want to be like Tiger, you know, just like no worries in life, you know, just, he's got a little girlfriend though.
Oh, has he? Oh,
yeah, she's called Palma.
Oh.
She comes into match a day. She's like a little diva and sometimes they have arguments.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
But do you not think that's also healthy in a relationship, is to have sometimes a bit, you know, not that you're always like, everything's in sync and everything's together and everything. No, you have got to have disagreements.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, we never shout at each other.
I must admit, David and I don't either.
Yeah, like, I don't even think I've heard my husband shout. Like,
no.
Ever. Ever.
No.
Maybe if he's talking about his ex-wife.
That's different. I'll allow that.
But never has, like, he shouted at me. Have I raised my voice at him? I'll put my hand up. Yeah. But it's never like a shouting like thing. No. Like if I heard like dad shout, I like that's like traumatized me, but that's like not in our house. So going back to this friend's wedding I was at, it was absolutely astounding. But I just loved that like the minister took that moment to be like, you guys, he was like, this is all great, but you're going to have to work in your relationship at some point. Like it takes two to tango. And like a relationship, I feel like it's like a job. And I always think of it as like, I have many like jobs. Like I have this podcast, I have Coco's Deli, I have a match a day, I have Just Amy Lauren, I do my bikini fitness competitions, I got my online shop, blah, blah. And one of those things that I also have is like being a wife, where I have to dedicate time to it, where I have to make an effort with it, especially because I'm super busy and he's busy. It's like even more planning and time.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I've learned this time round, is to have time together. And whether it's, you know, a date night going out for dinner, whether it's we're going to sit down and have pizza and watch a Netflix series or something like that. Yeah. But it's to have that time that it's just us. Yeah. And, you know, I do kind of, you know, put the phone away, you know, try not to worst. Yeah, I know.
I'm always on my phone, where he's sometimes like, what are you doing? He's never on his phone.
No.
Like, it's like irritating. It was funny. So on Instagram the other day, this reel came up and it was a girl and she had her laptop and she started a timer. So she starts a timer and she goes, hey, darling, I'm just at work. I'm coming home soon. I miss you and I can't wait to be home. And then she stops the timer and she was like 7 seconds. That's all it takes in a message to make your partner feel safe. Just a 7-second voice message. It's so right. You know, she was relating it to like to make your women feel safe, but I feel like it goes both ways. You know?
Definitely.
Just
I think
write
definitely
a little
it's a two-way street. It can't all just come one way all the time.
No,
I mean, I think if it comes one way, then because I was more the one pushing the one way in the first marriage.
Oh my God, absolutely.
And nothing came back.
Ugh.
I mean, I remember it was Valentine's Day that was coming up, and we actually had somebody staying with us, a friend was staying with us, and they said to your dad, what are you getting Jennifer for Valentine's Day? And he, you know, what are you talking about, you know? And it was a big fat zip zero, you know? And, you know, the friend pushed for him to go to the flower shop to get me flowers. And
don't bother.
I've got to say, you see, receiving those flowers, it was the most disappointing thing to ever. Oh, well, there you go, because he told me I had to buy them. And I thought, you couldn't even just keep the facade up for 10 minutes. You couldn't even kid on. And I just felt like going, do you know what?
I can't be bothered. I don't want them.
I don't want them. And then he used to say this thing, and it really used to wind me up. I don't need to be told a day to buy you flowers. I can buy you flowers any day of the week.
That's great. When's that day going to happen, buddy?
Exactly. That day never came.
Yeah, when's
I
that
used
day
to go
gonna
to the
happen?
supermarket and buy myself flowers.
No. Much better than that, mummy. Absolutely. Much better than that. So we've got a little write-in.
All right.
So we've got, hi Jen, hi Lauren. My husband and I have been married for 42 years. We've been through job losses, moving house 3 times, raising 3 children, and even a serious illness. There were moments that we felt like giving up, but what always pulled us through was laughter. Even on the hardest day, he could make me smile. We could even make it a rule. We made it a rule never to go to bed angry. Have you ever went to bed angry?
Only once.
The second marriage?
Yeah.
Right.
Did that one say it was 42 years they were together? God, that almost deserves a round of applause, you know? Yeah, there was only one time we went to bed and I felt absolutely awful. And it was just gut-wrenching. And see, the next day, I think it made, in a way, it was almost like a good thing. Looking back on it, it was a good thing because it made me appreciate so much more what I do have and made me so much more grateful for the good relationship that we do have.
Yeah.
And I swore that to myself, because it was me, if I have to be honest, it was me. I was kind of, I'll show you kind of thing, you know, and it really didn't. It made me appreciate more of what I've got and not to let go of it.
Oh my God, I hate, like, if you've had...
Have you ever done it?
No, so I'm the type of person that either I'm very like, whatever, can't be fucking bothered, I'm off to bed. Like, I can't be, and I'll literally forget about it. So I'm just like, I don't have the energy, whatever. Or when it's like something that really like gets to me, I'm like, no, we're sorting this out now.
All right.
And I'll go like on and on and on and on until it gets sorted out.
Okay.
So no, but however, with an ex-boyfriend, oh dear Lord, I hate this. What's wrong, darling? Me? I'm fine. What's wrong with you? No, nothing. It's just like you're acting a bit weird. Like, you're right. Yeah, I'm fine. Then you get the... And it's like, ay, Dios, like, what is it? Oh, I can't deal with that.
No, I know what you mean.
I cannot deal with that. Just say what it is or forget about it.
Or move on.
Or move the hell on. I don't have time for that. Husband never does that. He's like too relaxed for that. He's like, he'll forget about it.
I know.
He doesn't even bother.
No, I must admit.
Which sometimes makes me like more like, ooh. I'm like, I need a reaction.
So this couple.
Yeah, so she says, like, we've made it a rule never to go to bed angry, and we always say thank you for the little things.
Oh, wow.
We're not perfect, but we've stood by each other, and that's what I think makes us have a great marriage and a very truly healthy one.
I think that's a very valid point. Actually, it's not always a big giant gesture that you need to do, you know, in a huge dramatic way, and everybody knows all about it. I think it's the small things.
I say thank you if if like my husband pays for a lunch, a breakfast, whatever,
yes,
I always say thank you. Always.
Yeah.
Always say thank you.
I think it's, for me, David remembers little things, and it's just so nice. It's just the fact that he even remembers these things, because, you know, I just think that's so
Jurgen
special.
still asks me if I want to drink a coffee in the morning, and I'm like, after many years of knowing me, I don't drink coffee in the morning.
But do you know,
Sometimes I'll just go, yeah. Because I'm like, oh, piss off. Like, you know, you're acting it, you know.
there's something actually quite cute.
Please make it with normal milk, because I love normal milk, you know. I'm like, whatever.
But there's something quite cute about that, actually. I find that quite funny, you know.
We've got another one. So when we first got married, everything felt like a fairy tale until reality hit. We argued constantly. We both felt unheard, and honestly, there were moments we thought about splitting up. After 5 years, we decided to try couples therapy. It wasn't easy. It meant admitting our faults, not just pointing fingers. But we slowly learned to communicate without shouting, and we started carving out time for us, like weekly date nights, no phones allowed. 10 years later, I can say we're happier and stronger than ever. Marriage isn't about never struggling. It's about fighting for each other, not against each other. Boom. And we know that person.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Boom. That is 1,000,000%. I mean, I've had more like, thank God that my hubby is so like understanding and supportive, because obviously he's had a past marriage, and I am so thankful that he is so like, he's a man, but he understands like how jealous women can be. And especially maybe, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm wow, but like that I have my own business, that I work, that I'm driven, that I want to do something with my life. And then he is very aware that there might be some people that want to get into his ear. And I'm so thankful that he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, whatever. He literally just laughs about it afterwards.
Yeah.
And that could cause issues.
Yeah, definitely.
Because how many times is that person that we've said that I'm talking about tried to get in there?
Yeah. I mean,
Was saying like, oh, she was drunk, she was this. He was like, she was home with me. Like, what? Like, go away.
that's just jealousy. So,
Yeah.
you know. But I think it's funny, you know, hearing that story there. That's exactly what I was talking about. When people go into a marriage, they've got expectations of what it's going to be. And then when life doesn't go that way, that's when the problems start. But it's good that, you know, that couple stuck together and they were able to, through therapy, communicate about what it was and get to a place where they were both together on the same page.
See, you know? I think it is always good to have someone that's like a kind of, what do they call that? A person that's in the middle. A mediator. I think that's a good one to have.
Yeah.
That someone that's like, okay, well, hold on. Like, you want this. Wait, she wants this. She's saying to you, it is good. And I don't think couples therapy is a bad thing at all.
No. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. No, I think it's
super healthy.
To me, that's actually a sign of strength. You're sort of saying, look, you know, we want this to work, but we just don't know how to do it. But, you know, and then you're going to sometimes a fresh pair of eyes look at it and point things out to you that, because you've got so much going on and you're in the mix of it, you can't see it. You know, you can't see the wood for the trees, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
So there are possibly a lot of good things within the relationship, but because there's so much other stuff going on, you just don't see it.
Yeah.
And it's just that somebody else saying, yeah, but do you not see that? And do you not see that? And and you go, wow, we have something worth it, and you fight for it and you get it. You know?
I wonder if like women are more sensitive to this subject than men. If men are just like, oh, whatever, happy life, I can't be bothered, do what you want.
Maybe to a certain extent, because when you hear about marriages or weddings, more to the point, the marriage is what comes after the wedding. The weddings is all about the bride and about the woman and about what she wants, and if she wants this flower and that cake and this setting and that music. Whereas to me, that's great, but you've got to think about the next day and the bigger picture beyond that. I don't know how many weddings, masses of money spent on it, and then the next thing you hear,
split up,
divorce. Now, the biggest wedding I remember was it was in Glasgow years ago, and this couple, and oh my God, it was all singing, all dancing, marquees and gardens and blah blah blah. The groom's parents paid for it, and they got married. The couple separated 9 months later, and the groom's parents were still paying for it. And I just thought,
see, this is the thing. Like, I don't want
huge thing to do.
Like, I had like a huge wedding planned, and then like COVID, blah, blah, blah. And then when everything like settled down, in the end, I was like, I just want him and I. Like, did you know for only $3.99 a month, you can get an extra 20-minute X-rated podcast of Trendy Talk over on Patreon? So what are you doing? Go over there now and hit that subscribe. People spend so much money on their wedding, and the next day, I mean, I woke up like, okay, I don't feel any different. Like nothing's actually changed. You know, you're just like, you know, just do what you want with your day. And we see it a lot, like here in Mallorca, like a lot of people come for their weddings. A lot of people come to Coco's. They want catering for like when they're getting their hair and makeup done. And it's very like, we see it like throughout the whole process, you know. It's like before where they're like, oh, the weather's going to be okay. I hope I've got this coming in. I've got this band. I've got this dress. Blah, 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 blah. And then you see them coming over like, for their hangover breakfast, and it's like, yeah, it was great, and then they're like, I can't believe that's it done now, that's it. It's
well,
like,
I remember even when David and I were planning our wedding, and we went, you know, we're sitting writing out a guest list and everything, and it was and the list was going like this, and all of a sudden I just suddenly felt overwhelmed by it. I mean, I think we were up at, it was like 60 people, and I was like, I said, wait a minute. I said, no, we need to strip this back. And even he was like that, you know. He said, what are we thinking? And we stripped it right back, and we said, you know, like how when your grandma and John got married, it was just the two of them and the two witnesses. So we went back and did that. We just went, him and I, two witnesses and their partners. And we thought, right, that's it, that's 6. Well, I can't do it without, you know, this one and that. So it grew, and in the end up, it was 30 people.
Yeah.
And it was just a really nice number. We picked a venue that we wanted, the menu that we wanted, and there was no singing and dancing or anything like that at night, you know, because like to get to my bed for 9:30.
Mum's like,
you know,
get me
I'm
my
like
cup
that.
of tea.
Exactly.
When strictly on.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't on at that time of the year, but
7.
At 7, it was definitely, I'll give it a bit more than a 7. But, you know, we took it right back because it was growing arms and legs and was getting big.
But the issue is social media. They see all this crap on social media, all these lavish proposals, all these lavish. It's just like, oh my God, I can't deal.
No.
It's honestly a lot of crap.
I would much rather have the smaller event and a good solid marriage than a big huge fancy schmancy, look at my dress, here's the flowers,
1,000%, because then it's like
you've got nothing.
You're facing all these freaking people when you're having your divorce, and you're like, oh, sorry that we made you travel all the way to, you know, wherever. And then it's like,
you spend X amount on your outfit and the present, and sorry, but we're we're off.
So what do you feel about if you're married and your husband cheats on you? Would you forgive?
Oh, it's a tough one. And it's a tough one for me because obviously first marriage, that did happen. And I think the first time because there were multiple times.
Yes.
The first time, I kind of blamed myself a wee bit. I went like that. I've taken my eye off the ball. I should have been doing a bit more, putting a bit more effort in and everything. And I thought, right, we'll move on from it. And then it happened again and again. And at that point, no, I couldn't forgive.
Nah. If it keeps happening, it's like,
No.
come on, buddy.
The thing is, you need both people to work at it.
Yeah.
And what was happening there was I was working at it, but he wasn't.
Do you feel like when he cheated on you the first time, do you feel like it was partly your fault?
Yeah, I did. I thought, I'm obviously not doing something.
But do you really believe that now? When you
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Because it happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Then I realised the problem doesn't lie with me. The problem lies with him.
Yeah.
And what he's wanting out of life.
Yeah.
And the thing was, as I said, it was all about him. It was about what he wanted. He never looked to the other person. He never even looked to the likes of you or, his son or anything like that. It was all about him. And I don't feel that I was responsible in any way.
Yeah.
Was I a perfect wife? No, but who is perfect,
Yeah.
And am I a perfect wife now? No, but we work together. We'll talk about things. We communicate with one another.
The key is communication.
Yeah, definitely. And, doing things together, not just... Because that was the other thing. He would go and do his thing in the first marriage. And I didn't want to be part of that. And he didn't want to do anything that I was interested in. And,
It just happened.
it just happened,
Do you think there should be I guess there is like an age limit, or like you have to be a certain age to get married, no?
Yeah, I think in the UK, it's either 16 or 18. I can't remember. They changed it. 16.
16. No.
To me, you're still a kid.
No, it's like
still a
that
child.
Venezuela
Fury.
Venezuela Fury. So she's the daughter of famous boxer Tyson Fury. She's getting married. So she got proposed to on her 16th birthday. And I can't wait for the wedding because I think it's going to be a good laugh. How big's the dress going to be?
Oh, it's going to be ridiculous because it's a gypsy wedding.
It's a gypsy wedding. I love it. I mean, I could just sit there. I would I would pay to go there and commentate for the wedding. I would love that.
I think the whole of the wedding, I would just be...
Yeah, me too. I would just have my mouth hanging right
I used to
open.
love that programme, the Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Gypsy wedding, yeah.
Oh, I feel like watching it again.
Brilliant.
It was so good, actually.
Yeah.
The characters.
But I think it's scary, even in Vegas that you can just go and get drunkenly married. It's not a joke,
But that's the thing. People don't see it as like what we said, like a commitment, a contract. And,
I honestly think it's something, instead of teaching you in school about maths and algebra, which probably 99% of the class ain't going to use, teach them about life lessons and what exactly marriage is and what relationships are.
You should teach them how to use a bank account and the value of a pound or a euro, depending where you live, or a dollar, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And they should teach them about how to manage an account and all the rest of it. And then from there, start teaching them about how, commitment to another person, you don't go and cheat on them. It's not just a throwaway thing. And I think that's the thing. Everything nowadays is so... people want everything instantly, instant gratification, everything. Do you not know who I am? And they want it all like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a marriage, if it doesn't work out, you just wait, you just get the next one,
Yeah. Well, I was watching an interview last night on the Graham Norton show, and it was a woman. Now, let me think who it was. Joan something. She's been married 5-6 times. British. Very British.
Oh, Joan Collins.
That's it. Why is she famous?
Oh, she's an iconic actress.
An actress, okay.
Yeah.
Is she British?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
So she's been married, I think it was like 5 or 6 times.
I think she's not quite as much as that. I think she's about 5.
Yeah,
She's not
definitely.
as much as like Liz Taylor. Liz Taylor was 6 or 7 times.
Right, that's right, because she said that Liz Taylor contacted her and said, I've still got 2 ahead of you.
That's right.
Well, there you go. So it's kind of like people like her, it's like that just shows you like, do you even think what you're like committing
Right,
to?
there's 2 things. There's one is, do they like wedding cake? And is that why we're just getting married all the time? Because I do like a bit of wedding cake. Could be that. And the other thing is, again, what I've said at the beginning, is people's expectations.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I know I keep repeating it.
I
but
think
it's
in
because-
Hollywood, you also get like kind of pushed into it indirectly.
Well, I think in Hollywood, the problem is you work on a film for like, it could be a year, and you become very close to that person, and it's an artificial environment that you're in.
It's like you're
not
Strictly
real
Come
life.
Dancing and you're, what's the other show?
You know, Dancing on Ice,
Dancing
all
on
these kind of
Ice.
things. They're artificial environments. They're not real. And then it's as soon as you take the person out of that and put them back in real life, oh, we have to run a house. Oh, I've got stepchildren. Oh, you've got children. Oh, I didn't want that. Oh, but I want this car and that life, and I like to do that. And that's when it all goes to, you know, it just starts falling apart.
Yeah. Do you think marriage is forever?
Yes, I think there is. Your women that wrote in there, 42 years. I mean, that's a lifetime in some cases. I think for me, I now, you know, I say to David, you know, you're my forever. Because...
But do you think that's easier for you to say because you're like late 50s?
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe because
I
I've
think
been
it's
through...
hard for somebody that's like...
I think somebody at 16 getting married, you know, that your Venezuela Fury, to say that she knows her mind, that she knows that she wants to commit to this one person. You haven't been out, you haven't had a life, love.
Yeah.
You haven't even been to, like what you just said, college, university, had experiences, anything like that. No life lessons.
Yeah.
And you're committing yourself to a man, I don't even know what age the boy is. He might be 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't call my man.
Well, whatever.
Boy.
You know, you're still a child at 16.
No.
You know, so I think to be 16 and saying, oh yeah, this is my forever. Whereas me at 58, yeah, I can put my hand to my heart. And I know you can't say, I'm never going to divorce again, because nobody knows. None of us have got a crystal ball. But I would like to think
that you're not.
That I'm not.
Yeah. Well, we have another little story here.
Okay.
So it is... I used to think we had the perfect marriage. We were the couple who always posted the cute Instagram pictures, anniversary trips, and love quotes. But behind closed doors, we barely talked. We ignored problems instead of fixing them, and resentment grew. Eventually, it was too much to hold together, and we separated. What I learned is that a marriage isn't about how perfect it looks on the outside. It's about how honest and connected you are in the inside. I wish I had faced that truth sooner.
Yeah. Exactly what we've been saying.
And then she did write that she loves Coco's Deli. Cute.
Oh, that's nice.
But I think, especially here in Mallorca, there's a lot of like, oh, we're out. Yes, we're at Portals. We're having our cappuccino. And then inside, it's like they fucking hate each other.
I think there is an
of
awful lot of falseness here.
Hugely.
You know, people portraying this kind of life and
lifestyle.
You know, that they've got this bag and that car, and you know, I'm not interested in that. You know, I couldn't care less. It's when people come into me and they go, you know, yes, we were just on the private jet, and I'm like, all right.
Oh my God! Right, now that you mention that,
all right, what is that?
Right, so Mum and I and her hubby were having dinner the other night.
I know what you're going to say, because David said the next day, he went, what was that all about?
What was that about?
I don't know.
So basically, we were having dinner at Mardival, and we're there, and a couple sit next to us, and they're Scottish, but they're like Scottish, like, I believe if people were to sit next to me, they wouldn't click so fast,
No,
like, oh,
they
she's
didn't.
Scottish. But they were like talking like that, and they were like, oh, what you gonna have? And why do Scottish people read the menu out loud? They do. They go, oh, look at that. They've got gambas, the gambas with the ajo, with that's great. That's garlic prawns. That's really dead nice, isn't it? Oh, they've got a burger as well. Right, don't read it out. Do you remember that restaurant we went to in Valdemosa? And the guy read out the whole
know, and he was sitting
goddamn menu. And he was sitting like
about
10 tables away. And I was like, I can't even concentrate because
we
this
had
guy...
our food. We couldn't.
I was like, this guy's reading out the menu.
Reading out the menu.
Right, anyways, so she was there reading out the menu, like dead Scottish and that, and oh, look at that, they've got, you know, the gallo. So, and I was like, oh God, Scottish people, which is so funny because anyone sitting next to us would have said the same. They would have been like, oh, Scottish, you know. I love it when you are like, you find people from the same country as you, and you go like, oh, I wonder if Spanish people do that. If they go, oh, Spanish. They're like, oh, Españoles. Probably not. Or like if the French sat next to the French, they'd be like, oof, French, you know, like, oof. Like, the garlic. I can smell the garlic. So anyways, so we get up and of course they were dying.
Well, no, can I rephrase that? She was dying.
He was dying to talk to us and be like, oh, is that Scotland I heard? And she was asking these questions that I wouldn't have known the answers to. She was like, oh, you south or west of the river? I don't fucking know. Like Glasgow, I have no idea.
No, she asked, and I said, oh, we're from the south side, and she went, oh, and looked down her nose.
She went, oh, that's the wrong side.
I know, because she was from the north.
Where's that? What is that? Where is that?
Like Bearsden, Milngavie.
I don't know what that is. Right. Anyways, so then she literally could not wait to tell us her life story. So she gets out the whole life story book. Typical, also another Scottish thing. So apparently they were meant to come here 2 years ago, but he was getting an operation, he being the husband. So he's just sitting there having his little burgers, and he's like this, looking at us like, yeah, it's my fault we didn't come here 2 years ago. She's like...
The guy was having a bypass or something like that.
I know. She was like,
bypass.
we couldn't come here last year or 2 years ago because he was having an operation. He couldn't come, he got one. And he's like this, and I'm like, all right, okay. And then she was like, and then tomorrow, friends of ours are joining, and we're going to go to wherever, Valdemosa, wherever it was, because we met them on a private jet trip. And I'm like, what?
No, they met them on a cruise.
We met them on a cruise, but then she said something about a private
she threw in the
jet.
private jet because they have a house in Switzerland, and they flew us out there to they've also got a house in, I can't remember.
Florida.
Was it Florida? Thank you. And we've not been there
We're
yet.
not been there yet. The place in Switzerland was amazing. It was so nice. So we're all standing. My mum's husband and I are standing out like, all right, okay, right. And I'm thinking, what the hell? This poor guy's just trying to eat his burgers. The husband, it's like, sorry, we couldn't come here 2 years ago. And I was just like, it was like 2 minutes of a lot of information. And I was like, all right, well, have a nice holiday. Take care. Bye. I was like, get me out of here.
Oh, she was dying to tell us that.
Dying to tell us that she'd been on a private jet.
I know.
Bizarre. Anyways, what were you saying? Because you were saying something before.
You know, I don't know where we're going with that actually. But there's a couple that, to me, he just did what he was told.
Oh, she was the boss.
And I thought, I wouldn't like to be in that kind of relationship. You know,
I think at the end you're just like, I cannot be bothered. I do not have the strength. Happy wife, happy life. Leave me alone. He was probably just happy that he got to choose the burgers. That she didn't say to him no. So he was like, let me just enjoy my little Spanish burgers and leave me alone. Yeah. That's what he was thinking. So let's talk about like anniversary trips. So, I mean, it sounds so bad because on one side we're like, oh, you know, like communication stuff. But see all this, it's our 1 month anniversary.
Yeah. I don't do that. Maybe I never did that.
That's just 3 months together. So, I think that's like a younger generation thing,
I would say that was more when...
Freddie does shit like that.
Yeah. I mean...
He's like, it's our 14-month anniversary. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. But I think also because it's a if that's your first relationship, well, then it's a huge milestone and things like that. Whereas I think when you've been through the kind of I mean, for us, the number 8 is so prevalent in our lives, but that's because it's like your birthday, it's David's birthday, it's the day we get married, you know. So we'll, you know, if there's, I don't know, we happen to be sitting at a table or something, I'll go, oh, look, number 8, you know, and we'll do that kind of thing. But I don't sit every month and go,
it's the 8th.
It's the 8th of January. It's the 8th of, you know, I mean, obviously the 8th of February, because that's the day we get married.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, no, I don't.
No. I think there's less people getting married now, though.
Do you think so?
Well, it's hard because obviously I've just been to a wedding, and then in Mallorca you hear of weddings. But I think in general there's less people getting married, and especially people getting married that are like, let's get married to have kids. Normally they have kids first, and then they're getting married.
Yeah, that you definitely hear of a lot of.
I feel like that's more of a thing, is like have kids first and then you have a marriage.
Yeah.
Which I think's a good thing. You've had the big test first.
I mean, it's quite a test to take, you know. Bringing a new life into the world, you know, and then we'll sort of see how it goes.
And I think there's less women that are bothered about a marriage.
Yeah, I think before, you know, it was very much leave school, meet a man, get married. And that was a mark of if you'd made it in life, you know, if you'd got that achievement, you know, and if you had done it by a certain age as well.
I mean, look at Georgina Rodriguez. She's had like 10 kids with Ronaldo. And now they're just getting married.
Aye, they just got engaged.
They've got engaged. Can't wait for that wedding.
There's something...
I don't like the ring.
No, it's very tacky.
I don't like the ring at all.
It's too much.
It's too much, man.
No.
Way too much.
It's almost like less is more.
Yeah, it's like more like like if that Venezuela Fury, I would expect her to have Georgina Rodriguez ring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
don't
mean?
know what her ring was like, actually. I've never seen a picture of it.
Nothing's...
No. Is it not? But no, I think you're right.
Not my cup of tea.
I remember likes of... when I was at school, it was that kind of, have you got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
You know, then right when you're getting married, you're getting engaged, you've been together 2 years now, that's you getting engaged. You've 2 years after that, you're getting married.
Yeah.
And at least a year and a half later, you have to produce a baby. And it was almost like you only had a 6, maximum 8 year window to establish all
What
that.
do you think about kids going to weddings? Yes or no?
No.
I think it's a no.
No.
It's funny because...
It's not fair. I don't think it's fair in the kids, and I don't think it's fair in the adults.
Nah. I think, no. Go to kids club.
No.
No. If I had my thing, I would just say no kids at weddings.
No.
Have them for the next day, for the hangover brunch. Throw them in the pool.
No.
No.
No, I just don't think it's fair in either, because you're expecting the kids to be a certain way and wear clothes that they don't want to wear, that they're not comfortable in, that they're, you know, like bow ties and things like that. I mean, just when do kids wear bow ties? You know, I mean, you know, it's just, it's not real. It's that artificial world again, and expecting them to sit there and be perfect all day and not dribble stuff down them.
Yeah,
weddings aren't for kids. It's not a kids' event.
So what does like a healthy relationship mean to you?
To me, it means first and foremost communication, respect.
Yes.
Respect for one another.
Respect's a good one.
I think that's so important. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned from one marriage to the next.
Trust.
Trust, definitely. To be honest about things and sort of say when something is annoying you or disturbing you in whatever way. Because...
But I think as the other person, you have to be like open to that, like, okay, she's telling me this or he's telling me this, so I better respect
it,
you know? And be happy that the person's being honest.
I think, you know, willingness to, listen to the other person, being honest about it and being open-minded. You have to be open-minded to another person's way. And I had to learn that, especially having been married. Then I was single for a period of time and then into another relationship. So by being open-minded, what I had to do was realise that it's not only my way that we do things, know. And I was very kind of control freak.
But women are controlling.
This is how you do it, like this is how you fold the towels and this is how you make a bed and this is how you empty the bin.
Yeah.
And David came in and he had, don't get me wrong, he is really good in the house,
right.
I've got to say. And ironing, oh my God, excellent ironing.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
My husband's
maybe not so much.
Would not be having iron in his hand.
No.
Can you imagine the two of us ironing something? I don't even know how to iron stuff.
No, I can't actually. It's actually frightening, the thought of you two actually being left in charge of an iron,
Even like having an iron near us.
Near you, actually, But, I had to sort of be open to him coming in and saying, no, how about we do it this way?
Yeah.
And, it took a bit of, getting used to and things like that. But we're now in a groove and all the rest of it, and it fits in its ways. And
get that.
There are times that, are we perfect? No. And does he do things that annoy me? Yes. And do I do things that annoy him? Most definitely, know. But it's that kind of, give and take. And I think the other thing that's really important, and somebody else mentioned it in one of their stories there, is laughter. Is to be able to, just laugh about things. Not take life so goddamn serious,
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Life's hard enough without, making it doubly hard and all the rest of it.
Well, there you go. You heard it from Mama Jenn herself. Guys, if you're wanting an extra spicy 20 minutes of trendy talk, then you can hop over to Patreon, which only for $3.99 you can get a little spiciness from me and Mama Jenn. So we will put down our Instagrams like always below. You can click a little follow for us, and if you like this video, give it a little like, and most importantly, please subscribe, because it really helps us grow and make more content for you guys. We will see you guys next week. Stay trendy and see you the next one.
Bye for now.
Bye.